Hey guys, it's Mr. Gonzalez. Welcome to day 4 of distance learning. Hope everybody's doing okay. All right, so today's lesson is going to be similar to yesterday's. It's going to be the slides with my voiceover in it. It's really critically important that you pay attention. It may be broken up into 2 smaller videos just because it uploads faster and it's easier for me to work on it on the limited devices that we have. So it should be a little bit better. But it's really important that you pay attention to these videos. They may be the ones that you want to watch a couple of times, because the stuff we're going to be doing today and tomorrow and probably Friday as well is going to be the stuff that's on your practical exam, which is the hands-on part of the Regents. It's really important. So make sure that you pay attention. Any images or stuff like that, if you want to include them, stop your screen capture, put them in your notes, things like that. Make sure you guys are taking notes while these are going on. Watching them is not enough. You guys have to be taking notes. Also, we posted that notification about the schedule. So you have a quiz on Friday. The quiz will be 10 questions, same as usual. You will have 10 minutes. It'll go up at 8:25. You can do it anytime during the day. There will be multiple versions out there. So just make sure that you're honest and truthful and do what you got to do. Okay, as far as your exam goes, your exam will be Thursday the 26th. It will be 50 multiple choice on everything we've covered since day 1. So it'll be your tri-quarterly. We've talked to you guys about this. Just because we're not in school does not mean that the schedule or anything like that changes. We're still gonna have the tri-quarterly exam. If you guys do well, we're still gonna do what we've always done and things like that. One other additional thing is Mrs. G will be recording a video each day to go over the homework from the night before, explaining the answers, why the right answers are right, why you shouldn't answer certain things a certain way. That video will be attached also to this same thing. So if you want to check that out, you can do that. All right, everybody. So hope everybody's doing okay. Hope everybody's healthy, and just keep working. Make sure you're doing your work. Bye, guys.
So what we're going to talk about today are the different properties of minerals. You can see these properties on page 16 of your reference table, which is up on the screen right now. Page 16 has a bunch of information about the different properties that we're going to talk about. Now, the first property we're going to talk about is color. Color is the least useful of all the properties because slight impurities, which means slight differences in the chemical structure, can change the color of minerals which are almost identical. You can also have very different minerals that have the same exact color. So when you're talking about IDing something, using color, probably not the best thing that we can do. So here, guys, we have an example of the first thing I was talking about. All 3 of the minerals that you see in front of you. One's amethyst, one's called citrine, one's called honey glass. All 3 of those, although they have different commercial names, technically they're all the exact same mineral. These are all examples of quartz. They all have the same basic structure of SiO2. They all have slight impurities. One of them has a little bit of sulfur in them. One of them has a little bit of titanium in it. And those slight differences, 1 or 2 atoms, cause them to have a dramatically different color. But technically, in a scientific standpoint, they're all the exact same mineral. Second set of images that you see are these 2 golden-like minerals. When you look at them, these represent what we call gold, the stuff that you might have in your finger, your ear, or something like that, and iron pyrite, which some teacher at some point referred to you guys as fool's gold. They both look exactly the same. They both have that golden color. If I was to ask you which one do you think is which, the one on the left or the one on the right, I'm going to let you guess. The one on the left is actual gold. The one on the right is iron pyrite. But they look very similar. When you pull them out of the ground and they're kind of covered in dirt and dust, they're going to look even more similar. So we cannot use color to differentiate these 2. In fact, the reason that the one on the right is called fool's gold, normally iron pyrite, is that people would discover this, think they discovered gold, say, I'm rich. They, buy up all the land, buy up all the rock, all the minerals that they could find, bring them to the bank, and when they tried to sell them, the people at the bank would test it, say, it's not gold, you're a fool. And if you decide that you want to try to use color to help you figure out which mineral is which, guess what? So are you. So the next property we're going to talk about is an important one. It's called luster. Luster is the appearance or quality of light reflected from the surface of a material. What we're basically talking about is the shine or the shininess, the nature of that shine. So how does light hit that object, bounce off, and appear to our eyes? What does it look like? So when we talk about luster, we basically use 2 terms. We use the term either metallic or non-metallic. Metallic basically means that when the light hits it, it looks like a piece of polished metal. So think of like your sink in your kitchen, or think of like the handles on a piece of cabinetry. And when the light hits it, it bounces off a certain way. Now, sometimes it's super, super shiny if it's like polished silverware. Other times it's a little bit duller if it's something maybe that's been used a lot or touched a lot. But you can definitely tell when something is made out of metal by the way that the light kind of hits it. The other type of luster is what we call non-metallic luster. When we talk about non-metallic luster, we use the terms like vitreous or glassy or oily or pearly. What this means is when light hits it, it doesn't look like a piece of metal. So typically it can look a lot of different ways. Now, if you look at the picture above you right now, this is a sample of a mineral that shows what kind of luster? Metallic. It looks like a piece of brass. This is actually a sample of iron pyrite. The gold and the iron pyrite that we saw just before would be an example of this type of luster. So this one is metallic luster. These next two images are going to be non-metallic. Okay? And these would typically be what we refer to as being glassy. This is when something looks like a crystal. When you think of a crystal or a piece of glass, piece of jewelry, and think about the way that the light hits that, we would refer to that as a non-metallic luster. Now, if you look at page 16 of your reference table, which you see right in front of you, you'll see that there is a list going along the side of the table that refers to things as either being metallic or non-metallic. It's really important that you know which one is which. This is going to be one of the key parts of the table that's going to help you with the identification. All right, guys, so that's it for part 1 of the properties video. I will see you guys and talk to you guys tomorrow. Have a good day, guys. Adios.